My name is Donna Tyler Lindsay. I'm the Secretary for the Richmond County Recreation Board of Commissioners. On behalf of RCRC and the Board of Commissioners, I'm delighted to welcome you to Kaufman Rose Park. Thank you for joining us tonight. It's wonderful to see our community come together and share ideas, learn, and discuss the future of recreation here. We truly value your input and partnership as we continue to enhance our parks and programs for everyone in Richland County. Thank you for being here and for your continued support. Thank you very much.
Once again, as Commissioner Lizzie has already said, we thank all of you for coming out this evening. Uh, we just want to kind of set a few ground rules as it relates to this meeting tonight. We are here to talk about racket sports in the Southeast area or here at Kaufman Grove Park. I'm sure that you all are familiar with our tennis center that we have outside Grove High. We've received the calls, we've got the emails, we've heard all of your concerns as it relates to that. Tonight, we want to try to do what we can to bring a resolve to some of your concerns, some of the questions that you may have. My name is Hamilton Jacobs. I'm the Vice Chair of our Board of Commissioners. I want to thank all of you all for being here, as well as our administration and our workers from Richland County Recreation Commission. Before we start, I do want to introduce our panelists that we have that will be speaking to you tonight, answering a few of the questions. First, we have our Executive Director, Mr. Torrance Lewis. We have Mr. Anthony Cooper, Deputy Director of Operations. Our Richland County Councilwoman for this area, Ms. Shakisha Dunn, is on her way in. She has a delay, so she should be tipping in shortly. We have Shauna Williams, our head tennis professional. Then we have Ms. Shelley Pinterest, which is our breaks manager. So what would happen is if you all were given a few cards, you can be given a survey that our POI, Mr. Kevin, has already taken from you. He's going to give me a few of those questions, and we're going to field 10 questions tonight. We're going to field 10 questions tonight as it relates to racket sports, and we'll go forward from there. And if there is not anything, I'm going to give those questions from Mr. Kevin. And if we see wrong or any changes or anything else, we would do it as that. Okay. Okay. All right. There's one that is not as legible, so I'm going to move on, and we're going to come back to this question now. But the first question was, is the renovation plan going to include canopies, awning type courts or covers, plant trees for the purpose of shade, or I guess planting trees for the purpose of shade?
And so, yes, the renovation will include some structures for shade cover. We will have beautification planting as well. That will be inclusive in what the renovation perspective.
Okay. The next question that we have is, can we please incorporate pickleball courts too, since there are 12 tennis courts that are currently barely used at, I guess this is Kaufman Road Park. I see Southeast Park, and just for clarification, so you all know, Southeast Park is behind Bojangles. We don't own that particular park, but this Kaufman Road Park is in the Southeast area, just so we all agree. I'll read the question again. It says, can we please incorporate pickleball courts too, since there are 12 tennis courts that were currently, I guess this are not currently or barely used at Kaufman Road Park?
I'm going to answer that as the grants manager. The grant that we are applying for, which is the Land and Water Conservation Fund grant, is strictly for the renovation of the tennis courts.
Copy.
Also, as Michelle said, this grant is strictly for the renovations of the tennis courts. But there will be some stipulation in the grant that we can add pickleball courts for future usage out here. We're in the process of doing a 2-year master plan, uh, which will allow us, you all, the constituents and patrons, to tell us at the next meeting we have the idea of exactly what we want to see at this park in this area. So we have that next again tonight. Please make sure you're here. We'll post it on the website. We'll post it on flyers in the park to let people know when we have this meeting. And you all can make sure that those who's interested in pickleball, ensure that we have this information shared with those who are doing our 2-year master plan. Thank you.
Okay, I want to acknowledge our Richland County Councilwoman Shakisha Newton just came in the room. I believe I was told that she may have something to say, or if you want to take a moment just to greet the people, feel free.
Good evening. I'm Shakee Smith. I represent this area on the Richland County Council. I apologize for being late. This is a night of many community meetings, and I had made previous commitments to be at another one. We know how important recreation is. When I talk to people all across our community and all across Richland County, they always talk about how can we provide opportunities, not just for our young people, but for everyone to enjoy recreation. And so I'm really excited about how the Recreation Commission has taken that seriously, the improvements that have been planned and made in Richland County and also in District 11. And as a new tennis player, that's a little strong. People ask if I play tennis, and I say I have a racket and I will travel. I'm kind of competitive, but it is a great sport. And I know a lot of people who grew up playing tennis here at Kaufman Grove. They learned here, they played here. And I'm just excited to support the Recreation Commission and all of the things that they're planning. If there are any questions that I can answer, I'm happy to do that later. So thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. This question, I believe this may be your question, Mr. Evans, so I'm trying to make it out, but I believe it says, when will is this renovations? When will the renovations start for the tennis courts? And could we add some clay courts for
Senior play.
senior play?
I can answer the grant question, so I can't speak to the clay courts, but the grant is due December 5th. I am actively writing it now. And once it's turned in, I will not know if it's been awarded until October of next year. We did have 24 months to complete the renovation project.
Pretty clear. Everybody heard what Ms. Fincher said? But just want to make sure that we're on the same page on the details. I do want to say that our executive director, as well as his administration, has been working hard to fill some of the concerns of our community. So this is one step towards making sure that we're able to get those renovations. We have to make sure that you all are coming out, and we thank you so much for being out today. But as this process goes along, there may be more things that we need from you. So we just want to invite you to engage in whatever questions and whatever things that we are asking from you, so that way we can try to bring some renovations and some different things to this area. We know that we need it. We want it to happen. You know, to have avid tennis players. We have young tennis players that are coming up as well that want to learn. So we just want to do our part, and the help of the community would be a great advantage to us as well. With that said, I believe that our POI got all of the questions that was for tonight. We have one question.
I need a question. So I'm supposed
Okay.
to live across the road, and I've lived here for 35 years. I've been kind of a walk in the park here, played baseball as a youth, coached and not fired out here, done nothing more. So we were raised with them. Now I'll take the past 5 years. I have heard big letters, bachelors, and this recreation mission park asking about renovations. Of course, we stay at each over a decade. The balance of course in the hall. I never reached out with Sloan's back and a to leave the happening. plays out being on important also on like in that honestly street over the when I was 10, just after we started with 5 meetings. We had on the 14th night of people would come and wine. Jesus that I didn't even put the vegan dashes. Look, it's long high lifestyle. It's long high culture. You get people go out for a walk. You start yes, one of them is how do that old range job? Yes. You listen, I would how I feel and up in a large group of folks here when you know that the said about don't be considered this as board or just quest in making a financial decision to that facility. It's an incredible sport. It brings people back to activity, such things like second league games or for me, it's kind of like this kind the strict professional. It's happens to we're March to easily. You have to feel that how did you see the like street working? Why not the dating? She comes in place. She knows she didn't get out. She could or she didn't get out too much. But she got out. Last week we were playing like we down the she's walking up and I watch. He can on. And this is kind of iffy, but it's a lot of things out. It is peace. It brings people off for towns. It's you gotta step. The pickleball is part of the life into the music. So it's very disheartening to count absolutely in films. Status. We let the pickleball way out runs such a road tennis year. She would have what 23% in the last year. I call Bluff Road because it advertised they didn't well they gone. I called them the very next day. They had always on the message. There's no one here except this block school. What supports to we take our money that pickleball and go to lakes. It's a tasty, good that tremendous growth over there. They're fully silence, but you couldn't. They're going to rich on you. But we're so far behind. Small hall routes. Like that's what's needs to
That's fine.
well, our feeling here.
Yes, ma'am. I definitely appreciate you. I definitely appreciate your concerns. I definitely understand your concerns. And I would bound to say that there's some people that feel that some way as it relates to tennis. But what I will say is that because of what we're trying to do as it relates to the grant, unfortunately, this particular grant is only for tennis courts. Now, as our already said in the future, we understand that there are needs for pickleball. And we are trying to fill those needs. But at this moment in time, we're working towards trying to get the great deal. There will be a time, as you stated, there has been new leadership. And so I can't place the blame on our new leadership for what's happened in the past. So we are working, and it's good to hear your concerns because people like myself can take that back to our colleagues. We have Commissioner Lindsay here. We can tell our chairman, and then we can try to develop a plan that we can try to speak with our executive director, and he can take to his administration, and we can work together to try to come to some type of collaboration to get what you need. But at this moment in time, we're kind of focused on teams. Yes,
Time for
yes,
5 years of having those that's on
right,
put it in break.
right, 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 right. And I understand that. Unfortunately, I just started on the commission as well as our executive director. So now that we've heard your concerns here, we will definitely try to move towards getting you some results. But I appreciate you, and I appreciate Rachel Dollar. Yes, ma'am.
It's not angry because
Yes, ma'am. That's right. Yes, ma'am. Well, we are going. We are going. We have the golf course that we are developing around the county. So I believe that somewhere in the future that it will happen. But I appreciate you. Yes, sir. Right. Yeah.
I'm going to tell you something. So, I completely understand your concern. I'm also, not just a tennis professional, I'm also a pickleball professional as well. And I understand the importance and how big pickleball is in the community. But unfortunately, we can't even have permanent pickleball lines now on these courts because we won't be able to have any sanctioned tennis tournaments. We're trying to get our tournaments back up and going. We have converted two of our parks at Denny Terrace and at Blackwood, all those courts into pickleball courts. So we're trying our best to with the license and they're on that side. There's nothing wrong with this guy. I understand, but Ross, this grad just for the tennis courts, so we are in the future working on getting pickleball courts out here.
Thank you, Courtney. And this is all strictly offering money. No other money to pay for this tournament, correct?
Correct.
You got that.
Yes, sir. All right. With that said, once again, I thank you all so much for coming out tonight. We're going to have some closing remarks from our Deputy Director of Administration, Ms. Brittany Singleton.
I did just want to clear, I think, just for point of clarification, this is the grant that we're trying to acquire, but it does require a match, so that we would have to use some of our general budget funds. If we were to receive the grant, we would have to allocate funds out of our general budget to match it. So if they gave us, X amount of dollars, then we would have to match said X amount of dollars. So I didn't want you to think that we didn't have any house skin in the game when it comes to this decision. We do, and we have to make some budget allowances for that as well. So I just want to say, on behalf of the commission and everyone here tonight, thank you so much for joining us. This is the end. This is the beginning of a discussion to return Racquet sports to a community that we know is looking forward to have recreation available to them. What we ask you to do is to visit us on our website, with richlandcountyrecreation.com. We have a survey there. You can still have friends, other members of your community that you want their opinions to be heard. Weigh in on that survey. Our team is here. So we just want to make sure you know that it's the beginning of a conversation. Our grants manager is here, and she's also looking for other grant and alternative funding opportunities. So we are working for you. I hope you have this many. We also just want to ask you to make sure that you sign in, and also make sure that we have some refreshments readily available so we can continue these conversations. But thank you so much for joining us this evening, Brad.
Yeah, that's that one for you. I know that. Get up
Sharp.
Yeah, I know within the last couple of years, Park Lane got accomplished job was wonderful. And is that something that you guys are looking to do here? That not surface or, and with that at Park Lane, you said you wanted the courts out there to be sanctioned for tournaments. Is Park Lane now to the point where they can be sanctioned for tournaments as well?
Yes, we are sanctioned for tournaments at Park Lane, and we plan to do the same thing here.
Okay.
Again, thank you all. We invite you to complete our survey and also to enjoy some refreshments that we have for the youth. Thank you again.